What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talking Shit, episode 92. My name is Barrett Courtney. I'm one of your hosts, and here joined with me are my incredible co-hosts and even better friends, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero. What's up, Henry? How you doing?
Welcome to The Price is Right!
And over here is my favorite chunky punk, Ricky Baldazown.
Sup, son?
Sup? I've missed you.
I've missed you.
I've really missed you.
Whatever.
You two hang out like all the fucking time.
I was
you guys
with you.
are up each other's assholes like all the time.
I was with you all last night.
Yeah, nostalgia, no weird leaves to play.
Angry beavers in your asshole.
So, yeah, you weren't on the show. You were feeling a little under the weather last week. So,
I was.
So I haven't seen you. Well, yesterday I saw you for the first time in like 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, like, I see you all the time because you have a lot of free time. I only see you for the show.
And that sucks. I really, I miss like just hanging out with you guys, and I'm trying to be better at that. I actually wrote
You're
a little
busy
bit.
dude.
I'm busy, but I also wrote a little bit about on the BZG blog about sort of my anxiety and sort of the things I fall into when my anxiety kicks in a lot. And one of the things I talk about is like not really being in a lot of contact with like friends and family and stuff.
Right.
So I'm trying to get better at it.
Right. I read that like when you posted it, and like especially after like the hospital visit, it like
Yeah.
kind of like made sense at the time.
Well, I'm glad that you read that and you understood where I was coming from.
Yeah, I totally related.
So how's you guys' week been?
Busy-ish.
Busy-ish?
I don't know. It's been a weird week. Like, I kind of don't remember the week, but I kind of remember the week. I just remember playing Doom a lot.
Okay. Yeah. How was Doom? The Doom beta.
It was okay.
It was multiplayer only, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was just Call of Duty with like a skin on it, really.
Oh,
like,
that sucks.
It's just like the whole time I was playing it, I was like, oh, this is cool because it's Doom.
But
But
not
it
really.
feels a lot like Call of Duty, and I'm just imagining all the people later on when the game comes out, like calling each other noob on the multiplayer, and it's just like, have you ever played the first two? Like, did you even get through Doom 3? Shut
Were
up.
you even alive like when the first Doom came out?
I mean, neither was he.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
but it's just like, I just imagine them saying all these things, and it's just like, did you get through the hell that is Doom 3?
What's a cyber demon?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the only thing they saw was the Rock movie.
The thing that I did like, though, is like playing the multiplayer and then like having someone on either team turning into a demon and just seeing them like fly through the map, and you're just like,
Ah! It's like seeing Darth Vader in Star Wars Battlefront, where you're like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, I like the one, like seeing Darth
Like,
Vader.
I fucks with that, but I don't at the same time.
I don't
it's
need
like-
this in my life.
It's like the closest feeling that you'll get to like being a kid watching Darth Vader, like when the movies, like when Empire Strikes Back came out, and like
Yeah.
seeing Darth Vader and like actually being kind of scared of him.
Yeah.
Is like playing Battlefront and then seeing him go through the map, and you're just like, I don't want to be
Yeah.
next to you.
I've heard mixed things about the multiplayer beta. Hopefully the single player aspect is going to be way better.
I'm sure I'll dig the storyline. It's just like I was really not feeling the multiplayer.
And to be honest, like if your game isn't multiplayer centric, I don't understand like what the point is of a multiplayer like beta. Like the
Yeah.
Uncharted 4 multiplayer beta. Like we did a let's play of that with Andrew from Comics and Joysticks, and I was like, yeah, this is fun, but this is not nearly what what Uncharted is
Yeah,
about
if you
at
tried
all.
to sell Last of Us with a multiplayer beta.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the wrong way to sell that game.
Yeah, and
Mirror's Edge Catalyst multiplayer beta.
it was like that plus all of the other betas that have been coming out have all been multiplayer.
Yeah, like
Skyrim
but like for
multiplayer
some
beta.
games it makes sense. Like Overwatch, it makes sense because
Division.
that the Division makes sense. Battlefront makes sense because those are multiplayer centric video games. So
But it's like-
that I understand. But a lot of these single player
Battleborn, it's like isn't it supposed to be mainly about the storyline and not like this like League of Legends type
Oh,
of
I don't know. I literally I saw Battleborn, the one trailer. I think I saw a little bit of it at PSX. I was like, wow, I really don't give a shit about that game.
The only thing
Yeah.
I remember is is the one that sounded like it was soundtracked by like a really crappy Hives cover band.
Yeah, exactly. Funny thing though is that I liked playing the Battleborn beta more than I liked playing the Doom beta. So that was kind of like the realization is how much
based on multiplayer.
exactly. And
Yeah.
I kind of like it reminded me of playing League back then when like Annie was still like all about League and stuff
Yeah.
and showed me it.
Any vote? She was a guest on the show in November.
When
Yeah.
Fallout 4 came out.
Yeah, around where Fallout 4 came out. Yeah.
So yeah, so like the Battleborn beta had a lot more like you had to think about what you were
from BZG.
you had to like think about what you were doing and stuff, whereas like the Doom one is like Call of Duty.
Yeah, that
Or
sucks.
whatever.
Anyway,
Yeah.
And
Henry.
also, Bethesda doesn't really do multiplayer.
Exactly. Henry, how's your week been?
It's been fine. I beat Ratchet and Clank.
Nice.
I'm
still, like I told you yesterday, I haven't gone back to it. I'm on, like, I think the second to last level. I'm, like, halfway through it. There's
What's
this,
it
like...
look like?
It looks like it's during the day. It sort of looks like a main city or something.
The Gadgetron headquarters.
I believe so. Yeah,
with
yeah.
conveyor belts at the beginning.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Is it
I
as
believe so.
pretty as people say it is?
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Like,
probably the best looking game on PS4.
I mean, if like I
Easily.
know, like, I just need to take a couple of days like away from it, just because at this one point I died like 6 or 7 times in a row. I was like, all right, fuck this game.
Yeah.
I like how we just, like, over the last 2 years, we just kept, like, being like, this is the prettiest game on PS4. No, this is the prettiest. Like, Arkham Knight's the prettiest game on PS4. No, Battlefront's the prettiest game on PS4.
The Order.
The Order is a
and
really
that's the
pretty
cool
game.
thing is, you know, there's all these like pretty games on the PS4. We'll talk. Before we get into this, because this is going to go
Right.
sort of transition into a different topic. So you beat Ratchet and Clank. Anything else going on?
Can't really think of anything. I started Skyrim,
Started Skyrim.
and so I had a Khajiit.
Joining the ranks with our tech guy 7.
I made a Khajiit that I named Fickle Dickle.
not Japapans.
Fickle Dickle is better.
See, now I think with every Let's Play that we do, when we get to name our character, now we have to name it Japapans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be a rule now.
Yeah.
Anyway, my week has been all right.
Cool.
This morning I saw a trailer for
Fickle Dickle.
The movie.
Magnificent 7 with
You mean Ring?
Denzel.
Yeah, I was about to say
7
the
a.m.
Clash song.
I think it's with Denzel Washington maybe and Chris Pratt. I don't know. I just saw, like, I was trying to watch the recent Game Over Greggy topic,
What?
and it was a trailer that came on, and it was one of the first times I was like, wait, I don't want to skip this. I don't want to hold on, YouTube. I don't want to skip this just yet.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Yeah.
I go watch the trailer. I think it's really cool.
That's me with like every Doom and Mafia 3 trailer every time I'm watching stuff
You're just
on
like,
YouTube.
nah, stop.
I'm like, no,
And
no,
my mom and my sister are moving back to Cleveland. I hung out with them for the last time in probably a long time
Right.
on Monday. And so I spent the entire day with them, or with my mom, like half the day, and then hung out with my sister after she came back from school, and then we went to my sister's softball game. It was a
She's
nice
playing
time.
softball.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah, but she needs to not be scared of the ball. That's the problem.
I had a big problem with that.
So did I. And, you know, what her dad did to me, I told her, I was like, he's probably going to do that to you when you move back to Cleveland. He's probably going to be like, oh, you're afraid of the ball? Let's go to the backyard. Turn around. I'm going to throw
Yep.
all of these balls at your back.
Yep.
Immediately dunks.
Just like that.
No, her dad, not my dad.
I was really hoping it was your dad still. Like, I'm your dad
My
now.
dad would never throw a baseball at me, like, to hurt me.
Yeah.
Never.
No, he'd just dunk on you.
He would just
leading
dunk on
to
me just to hurt my...
Learn how to get good, son.
Depression linked to getting dunked on.
So that's been my week, ladies
Right.
and gentlemen. If you didn't know, I know it's probably been a while. It's been like probably already 10 minutes, and I still haven't really explained what the show is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is Talking Shit. It's BZG's weekly podcast where the three of us bring in random topics of discussion, and we talk some shit about those topics. If you like that, head on over to patreon.com/BZG. Give us $1 a month. You get every full episode of Talking Shit early on Saturdays. It's very nice. Very nice.
Saturdays on early.
Saturdays on early. Every Saturday you get the full episode and an exclusive episode every month. We're after this recording, we're gonna probably record the exclusive episode, which will be all about marijuana. Since this is we're recording this on 420.
And at
But
the end,
why would anyone smoke weed when they
you
could just
mow
mow the lawn?
And at the end of every exclusive episode is the Q&A from Jackie Chan Adventures.
Dear Jackie, how do you learn to jump on water? Well, you see. Oh!
So you get every full episode early and an exclusive episode every month, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
sweet.
But if you don't like good deals or simply can't afford them, that's okay. The show gets broken up the next week, the following week, over on youtube.com/BetaZonaGamers, topic by topic, Monday through Thursday, before the entire MP3 episode is available on our SoundCloud page. Will we ever be on iTunes?
No.
Update. No. No, never.
I was really hoping
Update.
you'd wear like your Rancid shirt so we can just have all 90s shirts.
And we'd look like trash.
Yeah.
I wore my IP shirt. I was talking to Alex a lot last night. I was like, I gotta represent my homeboy.
Insane posse.
Yeah, I was about to say Insane represents Insane Clown Posse.
He recently got a shout out on PS I Love You XOXO, which was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I was like,
pretty
because Greg was like, yeah, I saw you tweeting about that, Alex O'Neill. What's up? And I was like, ah.
Did you know that ICP originally stood for Inner City Posse before they were a clown-themed rap group?
That's fucking weird. They started off not as a clown theme.
No, and there was a third member. It was Shaggy's brother.
It was
What
Chris
the
Cornell.
Here's Cornell. It's like they have the same raps, and then
Going hungry.
All right. So this first topic, half of this first topic is just complete and fucking utter
Yeah,
nonsense.
it's just.
So whatever. It's been a good show. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
The first thing I want to talk about is PlayStation 4 Neo, codename Neo.
Whoa.
Is this a Sony side project by Keanu Reeves?
So you don't know about this
I have
whatsoever.
no fucking idea.
Do you
somehow.
know about this? I imagine you would.
I was watching it with you.
Oh, right. So Giant Bomb broke news that they're like, you know, there's been speculation about the PS4.5 and the PS4K and whatnot. They broke that right now with like developers and people at Sony. The code name for this is Neo, and it's looking more and more every day like this is actually a real thing. There are improved specs, like there's a better GPU, CPU, and RAM for it. Whatever the fuck those things mean.
Locked at 60 frames per second.
But really, what they're trying to do with this 4.5, this Neo or whatever, is to have a lock for FPS at 60 FPS, and to also output at 4K and to have games run like more smoothly.
Yeah.
And so, like, I want to get your guys' thoughts on, like, why you think Sony is doing this and if this is a good idea. Because there's just been a lot of backlash. And I totally understand that because so far in this generation, Sony has been doing, for the most part, everything right. They knew what this console needed to be. They did that, and they did silly little things like PS Now and PS View and
PS
sort of
Vita.
More
PS
bullshit.
Vita.
Powers.
So, Powers, which is free to every person who has PlayStation Plus, but it's like, cool, whatever.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay, we get to watch
Where's our
Bendis show.
good what are our good free games of the month? When is that coming?
Yeah.
When are we getting another Injustice?
So yeah, like Colin Moriarty from Kinda Funny, he thinks this is a huge mistake, and he doesn't understand, and a lot of people don't understand. Like people, I was listening to the Giant Bomb cast, and Dan Reichert, the only guy I know who's on that podcast, also thinks it's like a really weird idea, just because you're basically splitting your market of, hey, all of these people who have bought the PS4, which is like the fastest selling console of recent history, is
Like since the Wii.
Since the Wii basically is, after 2.5 years, they're already going to come out with a new console. And so with the other things that Giant Bomb has talked about is, and I'm guessing they got this from very trusted sources, is that starting in October, developers will have to at least have a day one patch or ship their game with two different modes, which is base mode, which would be like your regular PS4 can run this mode, and then there's Neo mode where you turn
Where
on
it takes
Neo.
the blue pill.
Then there's Neo mode where you turn that on for the disc, and like your PS4 Neo can run that. And so it's interesting to see, like, before we heard about this, it was sort of like, oh, does this mean like only exclusive games are going to come to this new PS4 model?
Right.
Like, what's going on here? And then this is sort of confirming, like, from the tone of Sony, it's like there's not allowed to be exclusive content on this console. There's not allowed to be any of this. And so it really seems like they're not trying to shove anybody out. But then it's almost like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
It's like, what, like, okay, you want people to, have, you want there to be an available system that's better than the PS4, which is still the best console, the best hardware out there right now. And so you want people to have this better console available to them. But if you don't have anything exclusive on that, then no one's going to have the need. Not a lot of people, not like the general Joe out there who just bought his PS4 probably a year ago or whatnot. You're not giving him any incentive to be like, oh, there's this new system out, maybe I should go buy this. Because, General Joe out there is fucking like, he doesn't give a shit about frame rate.
General Joe, we're being attacked from all sides.
He doesn't give a shit about frame rate. He doesn't give a shit about 4K. And that's the fucking weird thing is, like,
he gives a shit
how
about
many
playing Madden.
fucking 4K TVs out there have actually been bought?
Yeah.
Like, actually been
I
bought.
don't even know what my TV is.
It
TV's
sure as shit
definitely-
isn't a 4K. When did you buy your TV?
A couple years ago.
Yeah, 4K just came out, like, fucking
Yeah.
6 months ago. 4K, like, Blu-ray players just came out, like, 2 months ago. And so it's like, what is the incentive? Like, yes, you're going to get the super hardcore, nerdy Sony people like Greg and Colin and fucking, everybody who works in the industry is going to get
Who
one.
has the money for that
Who
shit.
has the money or more likely is going to get a free one.
Yeah.
And, they're going to fucking try it out.
Lucky fucking bastards.
And then there's... Like, who gives a fuck? You're going to have your hardcore people who are going to upgrade and shit. But after that, who's going to buy this thing?
Yeah, so...
It's just
The only
like...
people I can see buying it is like some parent goes to GameStop and is like, my kid wants that my kid wants that PS4 system, and like they give her the Neo.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, thank you, have a nice day, where are the games?
Yeah.
But the thing is if you don't give your audience any incentive to upgrade, it's like, what's the point of making this hard? You're going to lose a shit ton of money making this hardware, because I bet you anything this is going to have a very little return rate, especially if it comes out this holiday season, which it most likely is, because the whole thing is like they're trying to have games that starting in October. They need to be compatible with this Neo. I'm guessing they're gonna have like a December release date for this thing.
So Mafia 3 being like the first
What
one.
are people gonna buy? The PS4 Neo or the PlayStation VR? Because for most people, it's gonna be one or the other.
They just cut their VR market in half, and they're not gonna.
Yeah,
get,
cause
any,
like your General Joe, who probably knows that PSVR is a thing. He's like, oh, that's cool, and then he sees this PS4 Neo, and he's like, oh, like, do I want to buy this thing that like I might not like, or do I want to get a better version of this thing that I know I already like?
Yeah.
So you're splitting your market of like how successful your VR unit can do this Christmas, because there's not. I sure as shit, out of all the people who shop for Black Friday or shop for themselves in the holiday season, 0.5% of them will buy both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like with putting this out, it's gonna confuse people who don't read up on the specs, and they're gonna end up buying a PS4 Neo, PlayStation Neo, and like they're not gonna have the right TV for it, and it's gonna end up like when people had 360s, but they didn't realize it looks best on HD TV, and they ended up with really shitty looking 360 games.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, okay, I understand that you guys want to have accessible. I know there's probably a very small market who's like begging, we need gaming in 4K, which is complete and utter bullshit.
Just
I
buy
honestly
a PC and upgrade that.
just buy a PC and constantly upgrade that to no end, to the point that you're gonna go fucking broke, because you know what, PC gaming is fucking stupid.
Vinny.
But the thing is, I forget the point that I was getting to here. What were we just talking about?
PlayStation Neo and how unnecessary it is.
Well, that's the entire topic.
that's what
but
I'm saying,
like,
And how it's going to confuse the average Joe.
how it's going to confuse the average Joe, but
Cutting the
also
market in half.
cutting market in half. But it was something about the upgrading. Oh, right. It's like not a lot of people give a shit that 4K gaming is a thing.
Yeah, like my TV isn't anything special, but I'm fine with it because it's like
I mean, you
don't
have a
need
similar
it.
TV to ours at home, right?
Yeah,
and it gives out perfect 1920 by 1080.
Yeah,
and
it's like I don't need
think,
anything more than that.
And I was listening to Giant Bombcast, and there are a bunch of fucking nerds over there. Dan Reichert, huge fucking nerd, but I love him. I love that huge fucking nerd. But you know what? He's a huge fucking nerd because they're like, oh yeah, I guess it'll have like a locked 60 frames per second, so I guess it'll be better. Like Ratchet and Clank only runs at 30, so that's awful. It's like, what the what?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Like, does the difference in frame rate really fucking like make a huge difference?
The only time like frame FPS I feel really matters is if you're playing like a fighting game where
a fighting game or a first person shooter.
Yeah,
online.
where frames, like frame perfect accuracy is incredibly important. Like
not in fucking Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
for
no.
sure.
Yeah.
You're just like gunning in that game. Like if it was at 15 frames per second on the PS2, that would be fine.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, really the like fighting games I think do focus on that, and I think that's fine. And first person shooters online, I think that's fine as well. But online is never a sure thing because fucking frame rates can drop, not because of the game, just because of fucking internet connections and shit.
And if you lock it at that, things are gonna go wrong at other places.
And so
honestly, Street Fighter V at locked at 60 frames per second sounds really good.
So yeah, like what do you guys think? Let me stop rambling for a minute and just let you guys talk.
I think the best thing that can come out of this is the PS4 vanilla. Its price is going to drop.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people who really want a PS4 and they can't afford it.
Like Annie and stuff. Like Annie's been wanting a
Annie,
PS4
yeah, dude.
forever.
Annie is the out of all of us, I believe she is the diehard PlayStation fan.
She never had a 360. She had a PS3 before I did, and then I got one.
And she made the good decision.
Yeah.
Not really.
Like she still has I think hers is still PS2 compatible and shit.
Yeah, she has
PS2 compatible.
She has taken care of that PlayStation 3 for the longest time, and
yeah, she's been wanting a PS4 for so long.
No, I
now.
think
She's
she did upgrade at one point to a newer PS3 because at one point her disc drive just stopped working out. At one point, I remember that. But yeah, she hasn't been able to get a PS4, and that bums me out. It's like
it's fucking
it's Annie, and she's out of all of us, I think she's the most diehard PlayStation fan. She's the one who's been telling me this whole time, play Uncharted, play fucking Journey, play all of this fucking shit.
Play Ni no Kuni.
And I'm like, nah, man, I'm on my 360 playing Batman Arkham City.
I have all the good exclusive, like Gears of War 2. I have Forza.
So I think that is, but I don't think you need to make up a reason to okay, maybe we should create a new console just to give a reason, just to give an excuse of why we give the vanilla PS4 a price cut,
The thing that kind of annoys me,
Slim.
The thing that annoys me about it is that just the sole fact that they're adding this whole
To respond to that, it sounds like they were starting to, and then they realized they could give it better specs, and so they're what they originally set off to do of a PS4 Slim turned into the PS4 Neo. Go back to you.
No, that works with what I was gonna say. It's just it would make more sense if it was just a PS4 Slim thing, or if they were just fixing bugs again, like they did with the Darth Vader one or whatever. Just little things like that. With my PS4 now, I'm happy
because the PS4 I have right now is not the same as yours.
Yeah,
you still have the fucking digital buttons that are super sensitive.
Which they did that with the PS3 and then fixed it.
Yeah.
And upgraded it to that. You would think they would have started off the PS4
I still got
way.
that.
So there's actually technically a new SKU for PS4. It's just it was slight changes of the entire thing is now a matte thing. You have your glass surface thing. That thing really heats up.
Oh.
That thing heats up a lot. So the whole matte thing helps with heating, and there's a better fan unit, I believe.
Yeah.
And the only reason my Darth Vader one is sort of all glossy and shit is because that's how they wanted to make the Darth Vader one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I honestly
I'm happy with my PS4 now. It's just there are problems with it. That bother me a lot. Mine still has that fucking HDMI problem where I'll turn it on and it'll be on, but it'll have the still white light, but video won't show, and it like. But
mine had that problem when I got Fallout 4.
Yeah, and mine did that the last time I used it, and I like couldn't play it all day, and sometimes it'll go for like 2 days, and I can't do it, and I can't play it, and then it'll magically come back. Definitely, like the PS4 vanilla is like fucked up. And
that reminds me of
on certain things like that.
I think every once in a while, but I think you're a very, very tiny minority, though. That's the thing. I think overall,
he's a minority.
No, but I'm saying like it's shit like that kind of makes me want an upgraded version even slightly for just problems like that. But like shit like this is bullshit. Just for them to add this whole other thing to it. If
and
it
apparently,
was just like
apparently, developers are pissed.
Yeah,
like they're not happy
because they have to work on it.
Yeah, they have to work on like an entire. They basically have to make a game and then basically HD remaster port it for another system.
It's pretty much like working retail and having them come and update everything. Like update fucking everything, and then it just gets even more complicated. They made it complicated for their audience and for the developers. It's
like
stupid.
It's like with the PC they have to do those kinds of like different resolutions for different games, but it's like with PC it's like you make the highest version and then like you go down and like find ways to like cut corners for like simpler PCs. But with this you have to go higher, and that's way harder than like going down.
Exactly, and like you said,
I assume I know nothing about PCs.
And like you said, like who the fuck owns a 4K fucking TV?
No one.
Exactly, and it's just like now they're making that
crazy people. That's
now they're splitting their
people who are
customers.
way too into football.
Now they're now they're splitting their audience into more than just like 3 different groups. It's
because
like
that's the thing
VR,
is like most people
Neo
who are
guys.
going to buy the Neo are not going to have 4K TVs. So you're still going to get like it's going to output 4K, but you're still going to have a 1920 by 1080 resolution.
Exactly.
Unless they buy fucking better monitors that like are technically PC monitors or whatever, but for the average TV, man, you're not gonna get the best output for that.
Honestly, if I had to choose around when this came out, I would honestly rather get an Xbox One. If I got one or the other.
I wouldn't even do that. I'm staying where I am now, and I'm sticking with my fucking PS4 until something happens to it.
Yeah.
Because I already don't have the money to be buying like games and shit.
Games themselves, yeah.
So like, why am I even gonna start thinking about a new system and a new upgrade? I'd rather just deal with my HDMI problem with my PS4 now and just suck it up.
The last thing I want to say, because we had a long intro, so we should probably wrap up this topic. It's probably long. Is if they do, they absolutely won't, but they probably should have a trade-in system. GameStop will probably do it. I don't think Sony themselves will do it, but GameStop will probably do like how they did it with like the PlayStation 3, like trade in your PS3 or your Xbox 360 for like $100 off of your PS4 or Xbox One. So they'll probably do that. And if that happens, like I like, even if that happens, I don't even think I would get a new one. I don't even think I would get a new one.
They're not worth it.
Yeah.